Hello folks, welcome to our channel, Phyniks Media. In this video we gonna recap an action comedy movie called The Man from Toronto, released in 2022. Let's begin. Teddy Jackson attempts to make a video promoting his fitness ventures, and his attempts at non-contact boxing, but all of them are failures. Somewhere in the desert, an assassin known only as the Man from Toronto arrives at a cabin to interrogate a suspect, but the man becomes terrified and gives up the information he wants. After Toronto leaves, the suspect is shot and killed by the other man. Teddy is getting ready to celebrate his anniversary with his wife Lori, who is aware of his reputation as a screw-up. He sets up a romantic getaway at an Airbnb. Teddy is fired by his boss Marty due to printing out flyers without an address or phone number. Marty likes Teddy, but has no choice but to fire him. Toronto is contacted by his handler, who tells him that his next contract is worth $2 million. Teddy and Lori arrive at the spa for their anniversary, but Teddy misreads the reservation and ends up at a cabin where Toronto is supposed to meet his target. The thugs in the house bring Teddy to the basement, where he attempts to calm their hostage, but the man is terrified and gives the thugs the information they want. Moments later, a flash grenade is dropped into the basement, and FBI agents storm the house, apprehending all the men, including Teddy. Teddy is interrogated by two agents, who need him to help them apprehend former Venezuelan Colonel Sebastian Marin. They want Teddy to pretend to be the Man from Toronto in order to get close to Marin and his wife Daniela and bring him down. Agent Santoro is assigned to look after Lori, while Teddy is on the job, but Teddy feels threatened by Santoro's charm and handsome appearance. Teddy has to tell Lori that his absence is because he was called to a work conference, and Santoro escorts her while she spends time with her friend Annie. Toronto finds out about the mix-up and is given Teddy's information by the handler. He finds Teddy's fitness ads and cannot believe that this is the man mistaken to be him. He tracks Teddy down, as the agents bring him to meet with Daniela. Instead of meeting Marin, Daniela has her men take Teddy with them to a hangar. Toronto forces one of the agents at gunpoint to follow them. Teddy is on a plane heading to Puerto Rico, when Toronto infiltrates the plane and reveals himself as the assassin, though they still believe Teddy is the real assassin. Toronto then proves himself by killing Marin's men and having to save Teddy after they both nearly fell out of the plane. The handler chastises Toronto for not killing Teddy and tells him to find someone named Mr. Green and bring him to Marin, since Marin has already seen Teddy's photo, believing he is Toronto. On a golf course, another assassin known as the Man from Miami shows up to beat his client with a golf bat. He gets a call from the handler and offers him a contract to take care of the mess with Toronto. Miami agrees and then uses his golf bat as a rifle to kill the other golfer who witnessed the scene. Toronto takes Teddy to a tech convention to find Mr. Green. Teddy is brought into a room with Marin's men and is interrogated. He accidentally slashes one of the men under his eye, causing it to bleed. Despite Teddy trying to hold back, he pukes on two of the men and one of them ends up saying he is Green. However, the main thug notices Teddy's earpiece and prepares to kill him, forcing Toronto to step in and kill the goons. He then cuts the thumb off Mr. Green and puts it in a bag. Teddy and Toronto are trapped in a building when Miami finds them. Miami throws Teddy off the ledge, but he catches onto a decoration. Toronto and Miami fight as Teddy attempts to get himself down. Miami almost gets the thumb, but Teddy falls on top of him and Toronto knocks him out. Toronto then contacts the handler for an update, but Teddy believes that the handler is lying to him. Teddy and Toronto head on a flight to Washington, D.C., where Toronto tells Teddy he knows he is a screw-up based on what he learned from him in person and through his video history. When they arrive, Teddy contacts Lori and they make plans to meet at a fancy restaurant. Teddy brings Toronto along and starts to coach him on social skills. When Teddy spots Miami arriving at the restaurant, he fights him and gets shot in the leg, and Miami takes the thumb. Teddy and Toronto steal a cop car to catch up to Miami, who is going to meet with Marin. Marin and Daniela meet with the handler in Miami, who discover that the thumb that Miami stole to set off a bomb will not work. Teddy shows up and poses as Toronto, even though the handler tries to convince Marin that it's not him. The FBI shows up and arrests Marin and Daniela, but the handler and Miami escape. Toronto takes the payment that the handler would have collected. Teddy returns home to find Lori gone, leaving him a message saying she is going to her mother's house. The handler begins to contact other assassins to go after Teddy in Toronto. The next day, Teddy learns Lori is leaving the train station and runs to catch her. Miami finds him and tries to kill him, but Toronto saves him. They are then confronted by the man from Moscow, the man from Tokyo, and the men from Tacoma. The guys run into Teddy's old gym, and Toronto kills all the assassins. They are cornered by Miami outside, but Teddy finds the courage within him to knock Miami out, even though he breaks his hand. The handler shows up and demands the money in the trunk of Toronto's car. After a chase, they end up at a factory where the handler corners them at gunpoint. Teddy pulls a lever and drops the handler into a boiling hot vat, where she burns to death. Toronto allows Teddy to take his car to catch up to Lori, and they reconcile. However, Teddy's car is plowed by a train, causing all the money to fly away, and Teddy is tackled by the police. 1 year later, Teddy and Lori are expecting a baby. Toronto has opened his restaurant and is dating Annie. Teddy's no-contact boxing gym business has taken off, but Toronto still wants to kill Teddy for destroying his car. The end. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more movie recaps, and thanks for watching.